I have a problem with mechatronics, and no, I'm not a mechatronics engineer. I'm actually an electrical engineer. I'm a hiring manager, and I've been so for the past 4 years, so I've gone to many career fairs, and I've interviewed a lot of people that have their mechatronics degrees. Here's my big issue with mechatronics. First of all, I think it's the coolest degree, actually. Had this been big when I was studying about 10, 15 years ago, I definitely would have done it. It's the coolest thing. You're basically a real-life Iron Man. It's a combination of electrical, mechanical, some computer in there. It's awesome. You can work in many different fields, but that is where the problem lies. Because you become a jack of all trades, it's hard to pinpoint where you're going to end up. So my big issue when interviewing mechatronics students and potentials, for me, I work in the power industry, or really any other industry, is this person is looking for a combination of work. And certainly I do think that there are lots of good jobs for mechatronics engineers, specifically obviously in robotics and things of that nature and automation. But when it comes to other industries which represent a much larger market share, if you're coming to me with a mechatronics degree, I'm always going to feel that you're a little bit out of place. When are you going to leave? Those are my thoughts, right? What does your career longevity look like? Are you going to be happy here? Because maybe you're expecting to be Iron Man when in fact all we do is work with schematics and computer software. So it might not translate well. Are you viewing me as a stepping stone potentially, right? That's something else too. So I just want to have a little word of caution for people that are studying mechatronics, and I definitely would have fallen into this trap as well. It's a perfect blend of electrical and mechanical, which is why I'm sure a lot of you are in this space. However, when it comes time to actually go into the workforce, there are specialized degrees, electrical, mechanical, civil, all these other degrees, right, that have a higher rate of finding jobs for specific industries. So such as in the power industry, I think that you could certainly work there as a mechatronics engineer. However, I'm more looking for electricals and mechanicals, right? Not somebody in between. Me as a hiring manager, this is my perspective, of course, and my own opinions. And gosh, if you're doing a mechatronics and you love it and you're going to go work in robotics, more power to you. They're obviously going to take over the world one day. Totally. And that's totally fine. But if you're applying to other industries that have specialized fields such as electrical or mechanical that typically go into these fields, you might be overlooked. And so I don't necessarily have an issue with mechatronics. I think that it's super cool, but I just want people to know that if you're studying it to become a jack of all trades, that's not always the best thing, especially when it comes to your engineering career, because ultimately what happens is you either go down two paths. You either become a subject matter expert and you go super special down into the field that you're in, or you go into more managerial. Just as a word of caution, if you're doing it for the right reasons, I think you're going to be great. But if you think that you'll be able to work in every industry, but you might just get overlooked, especially when you're starting out your career. Let me know your thoughts. Am I on the point here, or did I totally miss it all? Don't want to offend any mechatronics engineers. I think you guys are awesome, and I wish I could study that myself. But I'm glad I did electrical.